What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So Walmart and Target have just sent out a major warning to Americans about what is happening already and what is going to be happening in their stores that you guys need to be concerned about. And I'll let you know their warning. And is this a repeat of the pandemic because of the tariffs? And I'll give you their warning and let you guys know what is going on right now. Also, price raises are coming. This is a separate story here, and I'll let you know what is happening with the price raises here all across America here, and I'll let you see and hear what is happening with that as well. This is two separate stories to be very concerned about, and I'll let you see and hear it here in this video. So let's jump right in. We are live right now here on the It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. And don't forget to hit that like button for me. And if you haven't, subscribe yet so you don't miss out on future videos and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. All right, take a look here at our first story. Okay, first up. Walmart and Target CEOs are warning Trump directly and millions of Americans that the tariffs could mean empty shelves. Empty shelves. As I give you the details here in a minute, remember what happened with the pandemic when we had the toilet paper scares, run on toilet papers. How crazy was that? And we also had things like paper towels, and let me know other things you guys can remember here, how insane that was. Now this is an actual real scare because we legit have a manufacturing scare. We also had other times where we had the ship problems where they couldn't come into ports because we had port strikage and at different ports on the West Coast, and that was an issue. That was an issue. Well, this could trump literally all of those issues because of these tariffs that have been put on China and really all countries. Right now, there's a 10% new tariff that has been levied on every single country, minimum. And there's additional tariffs that have been paused for 90 days while Trump negotiates with all the other countries, okay? Which really could end up being a lot more depending on what the negotiations come down to be, which is kind of scary for a lot of people because we really don't know what the negotiations are going to end up being, and what Trump decides he wants them to be is kind of a little, strange, right? And Trump has already put 145% tariffs on all Chinese goods and 245% tariffs on some Chinese goods, which means that they're 2.5 times to 3.5 times the price of everything coming from China. And you can see here, if supermarket and hardware store shelves are empty in the near future, President Donald Trump can't say he wasn't warned. You can see it right here, in literally black and white. According to a report in Axios, the CEO of 3 of the nation's largest retailers, Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, privately told Trump in a meeting that his tariff and trade policies could disrupt supply chain, raise prices, and empty shelves. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. The big box CEOs flat out told Trump the prices aren't going up. They're steady right now, but they will go up as products start to come in with the new tariff prices. And I'll get to prices being raised here, the second story here in a moment. And this wasn't about food, but he was told that shelves will be empty. An administration official familiar with the meeting told Axios. Ironically, while Home Depot's current CEO, Ed Decker, warned the president about the impact of his tariffs, Decker's predecessor, Bob Nardelli, cheered them on in an interview with Fox Business News. While we'll have to make some sacrifices, but if Trump pulls this off, this is really one of the most pervasive and probably positive initiatives this administration could do for us long term. But you also have to remember that, these guys that say these things are multi-millionaires and sometimes billionaires. So keep that in mind. They're not the average everyday person struggling to pay their bills. They're the CEO of, billion-dollar corporations. The number of components and products that come into Home Depot, Target, Lowe's is an overwhelming number, and it's going to take a while to reverse something that's been on this globalization for maybe 2 decades. Meanwhile, product shortages and empty store shelves loom, with falling shipments already coming from China and ships that are off the coast of California waiting off the coast because of how high the tariffs are, and companies cannot pay the tariffs or take a loss on the products. In addition to this, Amazon sellers already raising prices as Trump's China tariffs say, quote, "It's unsustainable." Amazon sellers are raising prices on hundreds of top-selling items as they confront higher import costs in the wake of President Trump's new tariffs. About 25% of the price increases in recent weeks have come from sellers based in China, according to Smart Scout data. Many U.S.-based sellers are looking for new suppliers in countries like Vietnam, Mexico, and India. But note, not really in America, because the prices to make things in America are still way too expensive, and the manufacturing capabilities aren't even really there. There is 2 major problems. For example, a company is also raising some of its, products like a milk frother, s'mores roasting sticks, and other products. The company's popular kitchen strainers now cost $13 instead of $10 before Trump announced his sweeping tariffs proposal earlier this month, up 30%. $3 more for one single item. Again, those costs are going to add up when each product now costs 30% more. Amazon merchants are hiking prices for everything from diaper bags and refrigerator magnets to charm necklaces, other top-selling items as they confront higher import costs. E-commerce software company Smart Scout tracked 930 products on Amazon that have seen increased prices since April 9th, with an average jump of 29% in categories, including clothing, jewelry, household items, office supplies, electronics, and toys. And these are really with the tariffs that are just starting. This isn't really with a lot of this stuff. This is at the beginning of the tariffs. The trade war with China has threatened to upend sellers on Amazon's third-party marketplace, which accounts for 60% of the company's online sales. Many merchants are based in China or rely on the world's second-largest economy to source and assemble their products. So as you can see, these tariffs are just going to raise prices for Americans, and a lot of companies are at this point just probably not restocking because the 145% tariffs, the 245% tariffs are at the point they're probably just like, we're going to have to not reorder, and just hope that the tariffs are negotiated and they go away here sometime soon, which could lead to empty shelves, whether it's in Walmart, Home Depot, Target, wherever, or on Amazon shelves, which literally could lead to empty shelves. Or I've seen a lot of posts on Amazon forums or small businesses says that we just can't even afford this, and they're going out of business because companies have to front the money on the beginning end, and then later on they recoup the money when it's sold. So a lot of small businesses are literally saying they're going out of business. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this. So it's rough right now, and Trump is saying that China's not going to have zero tariffs at the end. So if he, negotiates the tariffs down, which is likely, but there still ends up being a tariff in addition to the previous tariffs he have, it's still going to end up costing Americans more money one way or another. Yeah, and remember that if things do get, made in America in the end, remember that, Americans want $20 an hour just to work at McDonald's. So things cost more to be made in America, no matter what it is. So one way or another, it's going to raise inflation, whether it's tariffs, which are basically additional fees, no matter where it's made. If it's made in China, made in Mexico, made in Canada, made in Europe, or if it's made in America, anything made in America costs more. I mean, Jeeps are $70,000 nowadays. So what's the solution? I don't think fees are the solution. I think personally, I've said this before, I think it's better for the government to have tax incentives to hire more people in the United States. That actually makes the cost incentive for the government. They give them a credit instead of the cost being on the Americans, the average person paying a tariff. That's not a good idea. Remember, 70% of Americans can't even afford a $1,000 emergency. So tariffs cost the average American money. So it's better for the government to incentivize new jobs by giving tax credits to companies to hire, new jobs in America than tariffs, which ultimately get paid by Americans. But we'll see. This is going to be a long, long thing. Remember when when Apple or Nvidia, announces, a new investment in America, that, takes years and years and years. And even then, it makes a small dent in America to bring jobs over. China's a massive, massive economy. And you guys can let me know your thoughts. We'll see what happens, and I will keep you up to date. Make sure to share this video with anybody that needs to hear this information. Subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos, and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. Click here to see how you might be eating banned foods, or click here to see Trump's new $5,000 bonus checks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the